All right, everybody. We are live. What's going on, Redhead, my man? How you doing tonight, brother? Good to see you. We got Becky Town in the building. Good evening. Thank you very much, Becky. I appreciate that. I'm not 100% yet, but I'm getting there. We got Miss Bella. You're the best, Miss Bella. Thank you for being here. Good to see you tonight. Glad you made the show. Concrete Dreams. What's going on? How you doing tonight? Who else we got in the building here? Dominic. How you doing tonight, my man? Hey, Sons of Italy, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Hope you're feeling well. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, and Howie will be joining us shortly. I sent them over the link. We'll get started in a little bit. Say hello to everybody. Rosemary, good to see you. How you doing tonight? JR Boston. Scotty, is that Scott CT? Scotty, what's going on, Scott? How you doing tonight, my man? Good to see you. Who else we got in the building? Fax B, what's going on? My dude. Danny Green, good to see you tonight, man. Been a little while. We're taking a little break here. Unfortunately, I had to deal with a infection. Hold on, Howie's coming on here.
Oh. And we're live.
And we are live. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was dealing with an infection. Unfortunately, my face was swollen. My mouth was killing me, so I didn't want to have to end the show if I came on live and let everybody down, so to speak. So I wanted to wait until I could come on and give you guys the best show and time that we could. Thank you very much, Danny. I appreciate you. Thank you for the donations. And if anybody would like to help, please support this channel if you haven't already. It's very important if you guys could subscribe. I notice we're getting a lot of views, and more than half the people I don't even think are subscribed to the channel. If you guys wouldn't mind, please subscribe. Hit the like button if you enjoy this content, and always turn the notifications on so you guys never miss one of our shows. And if anybody would like to please help support this channel, I have the Cash App, Venmo, PayPal at the bottom of the ticker. It is very much appreciated, and thank you guys very much. Stand-up guy, what's going on, my man? How are you? What's up, pal? How you doing tonight, man?
Yeah, so you were saying that your mouth was killing you. I just want to let everybody know that your face is killing me too.
Fucking guy.
What's going on, everybody in the chat? Maureen, how are you?
Hey, you got Mo in here? The people on the bottom. Sorry. Hey, Maureen, how are you doing? Jane Creek, David Lopez, been a minute. How you doing tonight? Trim Master, my man. Pick the second picture of me for the logo.
Pronsky, David Lopez, Red.
Oh, Pronsky's here too? What's up, Pronsky? Brian G.
Ms. Bella.
We got a full crew tonight, so that's good.
Take it away. Take it away. Danny Green.
Yeah, we're going to be discussing a few topics, some shenanigans going on over here in the YouTube street, so to speak. Got a lot to unpack, as some people like to say. And listen, man. I've broken bones. I've shattered my entire wrist and the growth plates in it. I've messed my knee up and needed knee surgery before, and nothing is equivalent to the pain from this mouth infection. Let me tell you, that tooth shit is no fucking joke. Absolutely no joke. I don't wish that upon nobody.
I just heard some disturbing news. Somebody sent a clip, and it was a clip of saying that everyone in the world has had a penis in their hand.
What?
Everyone in the world has had a penis in their hand at some point or another. And a lot of them haven't washed their hands. So if you're shaking somebody's hand, know that they've probably had a penis in their hand.
Who said that?
Somebody sent a clip out.
Oh, okay. That's fucking fun. Boy, you think about it, it's probably true.
Yeah.
That's some pretty good insight when you think about it,
Yeah, right.
That's funny shit. So make sure you wash your hands, motherfuckers, and wash yourself up, you dirty bastards. What's going on? How you doing? What's up, Mo? Good to see you. What's up, Ruben? So how's everybody doing tonight? We're going to get into a couple of things, and then I guess we'll take some comments and stuff later on in the show. Get a response, chime in, let us know what you guys think. So what's going on, Hal? I don't know if you've been paying any attention to this, but this fucking Nadu Cicale situation is coming to a boil, huh?
Yeah, I've actually seen some clips before I hopped on, and looks like Cicale's losing his fucking mind.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody's seen this, but if you haven't already, Dominic's channel is I think it's Mafia Roundtable is the name of it, and he did a video earlier, and he seems he looked a little disheveled, he seems pretty perturbed and on the border of really fucking losing his shit, if you ask me.
Yeah, Nadu's lucky he lives far away.
Well, we all, let's be serious here. We all know for a fact that if Nadu lived within driving distance of the guy, he wouldn't be talking the way he is either. I don't believe that for a second. And
True.
the craziest thing
Yeah.
is the guy's already been smacked once for fucking running his mouth. You would think that the guy would be a little bit smarter than that, but apparently not.
Well, some people like getting smacked.
Yeah, right. Maybe he likes the abuse. I don't know. Maybe he's looking for a warm up for that fight he said he's about to have next time. I don't know.
Yeah, he's looking for attention, negative attention, good attention, any kind of attention.
Yeah, and listen, I don't think Jeff's ever claimed, so I'm not going to put this on him, that he was ever, in the streets or, dealt with any, people like Dominic or other people like yourself, myself, or any other people, a lot of the people, or what we should say. And I don't think he knows how to read people. But if he did and he watched that video earlier that Dom did, he should know that he's playing with fucking fire. I could tell that guy is he's at the end of his rope, we'll say. And I heard a comment he made. I don't know if you saw it or not, on Gene Barello's show. Dom said that he wants to get a nail gun and fucking shoot nails into fucking Nadu so he never forgets him for the rest of his life. He wants to make him a cripple.
Wow.
Yeah. He's fucking he's pissed.
That sounds like it hurts.
Could you imagine getting fucking hit? I think I'd rather get shot, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, I guess the only difference between the nail gun and the bullet is the bullet's steaming hot.
Yeah. I'd rather have that than a 6-inch fucking lag bolt or fucking 6-inch nail go right through my leg or something, or my chest or something like that. You might have to be better off with the bullet.
Yeah, well, with the nail gun, you gotta deal with getting nailed to the wall and not being able to move.
I was joking about that the other day on Gunsmokes. I said, could you imagine if fucking Dominic fucking showed up at Nadu's house dressed up like fucking Bob Vila with a fucking nail gun and a backup battery and just fucking nailed him to the wall? That would be fucking hilarious. I honestly hope it happens because I think fucking Nadu deserves it at this point. I'm not saying I hope Dominic does this or anything. I'm just saying that I think Nadu's earned it. So if it does happen, we can't say fucking we're surprised at this point.
Well, I mean, on Frankie's show today, Nadu basically admitted that he lied about Ruggiano by saying, yeah, well, he said that Ruggiano was a nobody and that he was a fraud, a fake. And he admitted on Frankie's show today that he was just mad. That's why he said it.
Oh, so when he gets mad, he'll come on the internet and just start lying about people and abusing them when he gets upset.
Yeah, I really feel like, he should go on his own platform and tell everyone that, he was just mad and he didn't mean to lie.
Well, and that's the other thing, too. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I got a clip, too. I'm pretty sure Nadu was just talking shit about him last night or last show, whenever his last show was. I don't know when that was. It had to be within the last week, though, right? So where did he get this epiphany all of a sudden that Ruggiano's not a fake wannabe monster?
Because Frankie put him on the spot and basically... was saying that how could you say he's a fake? The guy is Fat Andy's son and he committed a murder with made guys, and shit like that. So
yeah,
I guess
his brother.
He had no excuse.
Yeah,
he had no excuse. So he admitted the truth, which was he just said it because he was mad.
Yeah, well. Apparently, a lot of people have that problem on here, just like to talk shit when they get upset with something instead of having integrity on here. So I guess I'm not surprised by any of it. And you personally know Ruggiano from the streets. So do you want to say a little bit about that, just for the people listening?
Well, I mean, I know him. I wasn't best buddies with him. I had a couple of dealings with him, but he was away for a lot of the time I was out in the street. But he's definitely not a fraud or a fake. I mean,
no.
He was basically at the end before he got taken in by the feds. He was a few months away from getting straightened out and was able to sit down with people. The ceremony, he was told the ceremony was just like a formality.
Yeah, he got sent over a message that he can sit and take meetings and sit down when he wants. They were just waiting to do the ceremony, and that he was basically good to go for the most part. And I think you had a situation where that came straight from Jojo Carrazzo.
Well, I remember I had to give him a message, and I for the life of me I can't remember what I said to him, but I also handed him a piece of paper.
Right.
So I was so you know trustworthy in the sense, I most people might have opened up that paper to see what was in there, but I didn't. So
Right. Well, listen, I guess I'm at least glad to hear. At least he came and corrected his mistake and was being honest about that. So I can at least give him respect for at least doing that much, because a lot of people won't even do that on here.
yeah, and I guess the point I'm trying to say is that if he wasn't anybody in the street, why am I passing him a message?
Exactly. Exactly. And like you said, the guy's father was a legend, a well-known member. I mean, the guy goes back all the way to the days of Murder Incorporated with Albert
Yeah,
Anastasia and those guys, and all the guys that were under him were very serious guys in that life, and all became something. So for him to
yeah.
come out and disrespect a guy like that was just ridiculous.
I mean, every Fat Andy was he did work directly for Albert Anastasia,
Yeah, yeah. And don't get me.
and and all the guys around him, just to name a few: John Gotti, Nicky Carrazzo, Jojo Carrazzo, and others. All of the guys around him became big guys.
Yeah, bosses. Yeah, in their own right. Yep,
Yeah.
for sure. Hey, what's up? We got Itty Bitty in the house. How you doing, Itty Bitty? Good to see you. And we got Sean in the building. What's going on, Sean, my man? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for
What's up, Sean? Itty Bitty, Pronsky. If I missed you, I apologize.
so
Anybody I missed, I apologize because maybe Common had said hello already.
yeah. Thank you very much to Danny too. I don't know if you heard me. Thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate you, brother.
Danny
Um,
Green.
I don't know if it was him or not. I don't want to say. I don't know if they want me to say or not, but it was a Danny. Some guys
Oh,
are in
okay.
the chat all the time, so I do want to say that just to make it clear. I'm not sure, but so listen. At the end of the day, this is my thing with the whole Nadu situation with the Cicale thing, right? Is that all of a sudden, Nadu's on here and he's trashing government cooperators and he's calling people, punks, and saying you turned your badge in at the door when you decided to cooperate. You lost the right to be a fucking tough guy because you were scared. You sat down with the feds, all this bullshit. And he comes on YouTube wanting to do shows with all of these different cooperators from the life, both made members and associates, right? He's tried doing shows with Frank Joya, Dom, um, Louis Casman, and just those are just a couple to name the few, right? And for some reason, it's never worked out with any single one of them. And you got to sit back and ask yourself and wonder why, right? Now, I can tell you one thing for sure. It can't be that all these guys, there's something wrong with them, and the dude's the only one that's fucking right. I got a real strong suspicion and feeling because of the way that he speaks to people and the way that he talks and the way that he acts is the reason why none of this shit works out with anybody. And it's not them. It's absolutely him.
Yeah, and for all the people think that we checked our balls at the door, come. You ever see me and come approach me, you'll think a chimpanzee is attacking you.
rip your fucking limb to limb. All right, yeah, Danny G. Okay, no problem, brother. Yes, it was Danny G that sent the donation over. Thank you, bro. I wasn't sure, so I didn't want to say. So thank you very much. I appreciate you. And to the other person that sent me something a few days ago, anticipating the show, thank you very much. I didn't forget about you either. They want to be anonymous, so you know who you are. Thank you very much. And the other thing that's kind of aggravating me or agitating me at this point with this guy is that he comes on here and he starts insulting people when he gets a problem with somebody or gets a hair across his ass, and he starts calling them rats, saying they aren't a tough guy anymore.
Yeah. He groups us all into it.
Yeah, he groups everybody into one pile except for one or two people that he wants to say nice stuff about. When he's grouping everybody else into one box on here, only because he kisses their ass and fuck for whatever fucking reason, because due to friendships he has with other people. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's like, if you're gonna group everybody into a box, then it should be everybody in the box. You can't pick and choose fucking who you want to address these certain situations to. Everybody should be taken on an individual basis, and you can't lump everybody together because of the actions of one or two people that you might have had an issue with or a problem with. That's just complete bullshit, and that's some coward behavior.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
He speaks like he's addressing all of us.
Yeah, exactly. So he's offending people that he's not even mentioning on there by making that blanket statement. So, he's got a lot of shit that he's gonna have to eventually deal with, and I think that, he's going to continue down the path that he's going. And, you know, I'm only on here speaking about stuff that's on the internet. It's in the public, so we're speaking about it. I'm giving my opinion and my advice on it. If he's listening to this, I'm sure it'll get to him. And I'm just giving the guy a little bit of advice. But, you know, you want to talk about rats, right? And then you turn around and you come on social media and you come on YouTube and you come on here being a fucking weasel. I mean, you get involved in a situation with Dom, right, over this whole crypto coin thing, which has absolutely nothing to do with him. I don't believe that he invested a dime or a penny into it. I don't think that he has any skin in the game, but yet he wants to come on here. And what is he doing when he's coming on here telling people that Dom's ripping people off or Dom's trying to scam him or Dom's trying to do this, he's trying to do that? That's called being a rat. You're literally on here being a fucking rat. And then you turn around and tell other people that they're all fucking rats and they're cowards and they're no fucking good. What the fuck are you doing? You don't know the difference between cooperating and being a rat? What you're doing is being a flat out rat.
Right.
You know, that's totally different from a cooperation. You have no need to come on here. You want to be a journalist, you want to be a reporter, you want to spread awareness or give your opinion on it, that's fine. But you make this shit fucking personal. And all you're going to get in return by keep poking the fucking bear, that bear's going to fucking attack you at some point. I can guarantee you that for a fact. Eventually, somebody's going to fucking snap and make an example out of this fucking guy. And I'm not going to feel bad about it because he's been fucking told by everybody. And he's already gotten smacked in the mouth once over shit that he said on YouTube.
Him and a few other guys on this YouTube, they're like the type of guys, you know, when you watch their shows, when they're talking shit that makes you really want to fucking smack them, even if they're not talking about you.
Yeah, and I don't think that people understand that, honestly. They don't understand how the way that they speak, you know, gets other people fucking, you know, aggravated or agitated because they make these, you know, blanket statements or throw these little digs and shots and shit like that. And you might, like you said, you might be watching a show, you don't even know the person, just some random person. You hear them talking, you just want to reach through the screen and fucking grab them by the ears and slam their face off their keyboard. You know?
Yeah, they're just so unlikable that you fucking hate them without even meeting them.
Yep. There's a lot of fucking people on here like that. Hey, what's up, Armand? How you doing tonight, my brother?
What's up, Armand?
Thanks for stopping by. And Detundis, how you doing tonight? Good to see you too. Yeah, so, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I don't speak to Dom. I only know, you know, what we see on here, like most people from a distance. But like I said, he obviously doesn't understand the difference between somebody cooperating and being a rat. What he's doing by coming on here is being a fucking weasel and being a rat. And that's my opinion on the situation. And I really think he's going about it the wrong way. If you want to be a journalist, be a journalist. But then when you want to talk and input your feelings and get personal with people in their lives, you know, I usually wouldn't say this, but in your case, and I hope someone runs into you one day and, you know, you only catch a beating and nothing worse than that, because somebody might just take it a little bit fucking too far in a moment and wind up fucking killing you when they only meant to put you in the hospital. So obviously the guy hasn't learned his lesson. He's already gotten smacked once before by somebody off the internet for disrespecting a family member, whatever the case may be. And you would think that somebody would learn from that. But obviously the guy's obviously not too bright, or he thinks fucking whoever the fuck he is. And he could just get away with saying whatever he wants to whoever he wants. And he's going to find out that he's sadly mistaken.
He's even saying that if anybody goes after him, he'll shoot them. My advice to him is don't pull out a gun, buddy.
No.
Just take whatever you got coming, because if you're not going to use that gun, you're going to be in a hell of a fucking lot of trouble.
That absolutely. And the other thing too is that he's announced on YouTube that he walks around with a gun. So now, what do you think the person that's coming to do something to you is going to do? They're going to bring theirs. And you got that shit on you, and it's going to be your word versus theirs. Oh, he pulled his gun out first, so I shot the guy in self-defense or something. That was pretty stupid for you to announce and tell everybody that you walk around with a firearm. And if you're not scared, why do you have to shoot somebody? Does anybody in this chat believe for 1 second that if Dominic Cicale showed up to Nadu's house and knocked on his fucking door, that one of these three things wouldn't happen? He either wouldn't answer the door, he would call the cops, or he'd wind up fucking shooting through the door in sheer panic.
I think he would do the first two.
I do too. And the fact that he's saying that he's got a gun and he's going to fucking shoot somebody, I'm daring you to fucking pull up and do something, you're just asking for a real serious fucking problem. So maybe you need to go back and listen to some of your shows or get some advice from some other people that you might respect or appreciate their advice, because I'm pretty sure they'll tell you the same thing that we're telling you right now. And the way you're operating and the stuff you're doing on here just is beyond fucking stupid, if you ask me. You got guys who have multiple homicides underneath their belt. So it's not like you're talking about somebody that's never been in a fist fight in their life. These are people who have cooperated or been in prison and copped out to these murders. You think that they're not capable anymore? Why not?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what breaks them. Like how much can you push them before they snap?
Yeah, and I mean, going back to the thing where he says that, once you rat, you lost your tough guy shit or whatever. Well, I remember a situation a couple months ago. Didn't some guy walk into a pizza place down in Florida and get disrespectful with somebody, and the guy pulled out a pistol and fucking pistol whipped him right in his own restaurant? I wonder if that guy thought that, he wasn't going to do nothing.
What situation was that?
That was, what was that guy's name there? He was with the Bananos. Joey Calco, right?
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago. He actually got 10 years for that.
Oh, I just heard about it recently, so my apologies. I thought it was recent. My fault. I didn't know about that. So, but there you go, though. So, what if he was talking to Joey Calco like that and disrespected him and was calling him a rat, saying you left your tough guy card, and disrespected him, and he came out and pistol whipped this motherfucker?
The way I heard the story was he jumped over the counter and pistol whipped the guy.
Yeah, he did. You know what it was over? A fucking calzone.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it was over a calzone. The fucking customer didn't like the way that he made it or something, and he fucking hopped over the counter and beat the guy half to death with a pistol.
Yeah.
The only thing that sucks is that it wasn't the dude who ordered the calzone.
And I'm sure he wasn't, like when you snap like that, you're not thinking straight. You're not thinking about, oh my God, I might get jail time, or maybe I shouldn't do this because I might get jail time. No, you snap. And that's what most people do on the street that wind up killing people, is because they snapped.
Yeah. And I don't know if this happens to you or if anybody listening can relate, but anytime that I've ever been in a heated situation, I wind up getting into a fight and shit, I black out and I don't know what happens, bro. It happens to me all. I can name a dozen different occasions where I've gotten into some shit and I blacked out and I didn't know what the fuck I want to do to the person. No clue. So very easily, you black out in a rage or whatever, and you think your life's on the line or something. You wind up killing somebody over that. Well, then what? Oops.
Yeah, I mean, listen, a lot of these guys that have cooperated, that have a lot of violence in their history, a lot. What keeps them safe is by avoiding these situations, but you don't know how they're going to react if you put them in that situation.
Right.
They might lose their mind.
No, absolutely. I agree. And you never know. Like you said, he better just hope that he doesn't pick the wrong one. And I guess we'll leave it at that. But I think the guy's playing with fire. And, at the end of the day, I understand, like, he has a show or whatever, and it revolves around, mob guys or cooperators or mafia information history, whatever the case may be. But there's nothing wrong with, if you want to, do a public service announcement, right? If you believe that something's a scam, so possibly, your followers or viewers of your show don't wind up getting hoodwinked or something like that. I have no issue with somebody coming on here and doing that. But the way that he's doing it and making it personal and then insulting the guy and saying that he's committing crimes or trying to get over on people, you're being a fucking rat, and you're being a weasel, and you're being a scumbag and shit. That has nothing to do with trying to help people out and give people a heads up about something that you think they possibly could be getting scammed over. Those are two completely different things.
He's doing stories on guys and then calling them fucking idiots and assholes and blowjobs after he does the story. I mean, first of all, they're probably mad that you did a story on them, and then you want to call them an asshole on top of that?
Yeah, you want to use them for content to make money off them and shit, and then you turn around and want to fucking disrespect them and abuse them. Yeah, it's bullshit, man. And a lot of people on here do the same type of stuff, just in different ways, basically.
Yeah, I mean, listen, unless it's a hit you know, and so they tell you to whack somebody. Most of the situations, these violent guys have been in is because they fucking, they have different their head is wired differently. Like if they have a gun on them, you disrespect them. The first thing they
Yeah.
do on instinct is pull it out and shoot you. You know.
Yeah, because when you lived your life a certain way, regardless, if you lived it that long, it's like it's Mother
Yeah.
Nature almost at that
You
point.
don't understand how much uh you know disrespect affected people out in that world. That was like the number one thing that you couldn't let anybody get away with.
Yeah, disrespect or messing with your woman or whatever. That was a lot of people lost
Yeah.
their lives over shit like that.
Yep.
And then in the outside looking in, when you look back on it, like, yeah, it might have been petty, but at the end of the day, your reputation's on the line. And if one person thinks that they can punk you or make an example out of you to abuse you, then everybody's going to start doing that shit. So your first instinct is to react to make sure that that never happens again and everybody hears about it. So
Yep.
I don't know. I don't want to hear him coming on here, playing a victim in a situation that he's created and then try to flip it around on people and manipulate people, saying, "Oh, this guy's attacking me. He's a killer. The guy's killed people before and cooperated. Now he's fucking coming after me." Yeah, because you're running your mouth about the guy, talking shit, insulting him, making things personal. When if you just wanted to tell people about it, there's a way to go about it. And what you're doing on here is dead fucking wrong, man. So don't go crying
Yeah.
when fucking something happens to you. And somebody said in the chat that they have the video on their channel. Does anybody have the link for that? I'll play it if you don't mind.
What
I didn't
video?
see that yet.
What video?
He says he's got a video of Nadu getting abused. Maybe he's got the video of him getting smacked.
Oh.
Did you
Well,
ever see it? I've never seen it.
no, I never saw it. When he when he went after Ruggiano, if he had a fucking problem with something that he said, he's got every right to address that. But to lie and say the guy's a fake, he's a fraud, and this, that, and the other thing, that's wrong. Like you want to tell him that he's fucked up for saying what he said about you, and tell everyone how you feel that you helped him and he was wrong. Hey, that's what there's nothing wrong with that. Like everybody's gonna do that mostly. But to abuse the guy, you're dead wrong. The guy's fucking 70 years old. He's been in the life for all his life, and you got a fucking guy like Nadu fucking abusing him, and then the guy kind of takes the high road, and tells Nadu that we can talk about it if you want, and Nadu fucking brushes him off and doesn't want to talk to him about anything.
Yeah, see, that's bullshit, man. He should have just fucking left it alone after that already. The guy obviously doesn't want, and I'm pretty sure that he said on past shows that Ruggiano was like one of the nicest people he's ever met on here, and that's how
Yeah.
the guy pays him back. And I don't even know exactly what was his issue with him to begin with that started that. Do you even know? Because I have no idea.
Um, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's fucking sure because I have no idea because I can't see Ruggiano coming out and saying something. He's not even responding to the guy.
Yeah, I mean, he says that Ruggiano said something about him. Uh, I don't know if it was on a show or behind the scenes or what. But if you wanted to, approach the guy on YouTube, you can do that. But why fucking be a YouTube gangster? Like you wouldn't be doing that shit to his face, calling him a fraud and whatnot.
No.
So you basically took advantage of the fact that he is a nice guy and you're on the fucking internet. He can't get to you. And then the guy, takes the high road and you tell him fuck you.
Yeah, that's what he did. It's ridiculous, man. And at the end of the day, everybody, I'm pretty sure at this point, has seen this guy's fight or his boxing match, whatever the hell you want to call that. And it was absolutely one of the most pathetic things I've seen in my entire life. I mean, I know some 12-year-olds that would probably pull up on him and run him down. Honestly, they probably abuse the fucking shit out of him. It's no wonder why the guy's got to carry a gun around with him. He can't defend himself. I seen him fucking fight, if that's what you want to even call it. It was pathetic. So you definitely shouldn't be on here talking the way that you do after we seen you in that fucking boxing ring. Because you ain't gonna, nobody's scared of you. I can promise you that. And if people know you got a gun on you, all you're asking for is to get put in a fucking coma. Because they're not gonna fucking beat you up if they know you got a gun on you. I can tell you that right now.
They're
So that
gonna
was probably one of the dumbest things you could tell people.
Yeah, if you don't use the gun and you panic, they're gonna take that gun away from you and kill you.
Yep, it's happened. It's happened plenty of times. I know a kid when I was in high school. This kid fucking, they were at a basketball court and they did that shit. The kid took the fucking gun from him and shot him 4 times. He's doing life right now. It's been like 97, I think, 98.
Yeah, most people that commit murders, it isn't premeditated. It's fucking, something happened.
Yep. And they want to just snap him.
Yeah.
Right place, right time. Shit went left, and somebody winds up being dead, getting killed.
Yeah,
that's facts. And I heard him making a comment about people like being rats or calling the cops something. I don't know exactly what it was, and somebody had mentioned or brought up that situation that he had with Merlino, and he questioned them and said something along the lines of, And do you know for a fact that I called the feds and reported on Molino? Can you prove that? Well, anybody can go and file a FOIA request to the local fucking police department where you live or call the feds and get a police report if you did file something. So you better hope that you didn't do it if you're on here acting like you didn't and this person's lying about you, because I have no reason or understandings. I believe Casman's the one that said it, if I recall correctly, that he called in a welfare check because the Wig was riding around with the fucking gun or something, acting crazy, thinking people are out trying to kill him. I do think that's the story, at least the way I.
If anybody gets that information, I'll give them 1,000 Bitcoins.
Damn. Want to make somebody a billionaire overnight? What the fuck?
No, the Bitcoin from the OCN Bitcoins.
Oh, the Crypto Nostra coins.
Yeah.
No Bitcoins. He meant the Crypto Nostra coin. All right.
Yeah.
Shit. Even though it's down to like 70-something thousands, people taking a big hit if they bought in the last year or so. They're probably still down a lot of money right now. So they think it's gonna go back up, but I mean, I'm sure it will over a matter of time. But I'm sure that it's getting manipulated by the government, shit like that, to fuck people over. So we'll see.
Yeah, and I'm only joking. If somebody wants to do a FOIA request, you do it because you want to do it. Don't do it for me.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I can care less, but I'm sure somebody would look into it for the fact that he made that claim and asked if somebody could prove it and acting like he didn't do it, because I heard from 2 or 3 different sources that he absolutely did do that and was terrified for his life. So it was Merlino and then I guess some local bikers or something. He had a problem with somebody or something and thought they were after him, and he was all paranoid, and then he landed in the fucking loony bin for like a couple of days. Which he came on here, as far as I know, and lied about. He said that he self-committed himself to the loony bin, which is not what I heard at all. I heard he got committed because he was acting like a fucking nutcase. Apparently, they had Paps was saying that a transformer was shaking him down or something like that. You hear about that?
Yeah, I've heard of a few things. Obviously, I don't know if it's true. A couple of them came from reliable sources, but yeah, I've heard that as well.
Yeah, so he should probably fucking be careful with people he's fucking around with when he's got people running around saying shit like that. If I don't know if they can prove it or not or whatever happened, but he's just asking for people to look around and try to figure something out if that's the type of shit he wants to do on here. So I heard it from a reliable source. Casman spoke about it. I heard Diet Pap spoke about it and mentioned it. So it's definitely something that was going around supposedly. So
I got the part with the transformer extorting him.
Yeah, it was some crazy shit like that. Yeah. Oh. Apparently he met. I don't know if he met somebody online or he met somebody out at one of these bars or something like that. And I think the kid drinks or whatever. So he's probably out drinking and shit. And he thought that he met some bad little chick or whatever. And the next thing you know, come to find out, that chick had a dick.
Well, look what Sean wrote.
Let me see. I
consider him a pretty good source.
He said he was snorting powder with a tranny, and then she was going to blackmail. Oh, shit. I didn't hear that part. That's crazy. See? So people have heard about it. They know what we're talking about.
Yep.
Maureen said in Pennsylvania, if he was committed, they would have to revoke his permit to carry. Yeah, I think they do. They do a temporary hold and stuff if you are on there. That is correct. I don't know if you have to earn your right to get it back or whatever or not, or if he did, whatever the case may be. I don't know. But yeah, I do know that they do that. It goes for like anytime you're committed or mental health stuff, or if you have like restraining or protective orders, they make you turn in your firearms and stuff because those are the people that wind up going crazy and fucking wind up doing some stupid shit with it because they're not in the mental state to be qualified to carry a firearm with them. And from what I heard, what I believe is to be true is that he met that criteria and wound up spending a couple of days over at the fucking loony bin.
Yeah, and you people, you think what you want to think. I'm not saying that I know this shit for a fact because I don't.
I just heard it.
Yeah, take it with a grain of salt. I'm not like that. I'm not going to put out false information, but usually when I say things, I'll stand by them. This one, I'm not standing by because I really don't know. It's just what I heard.
Yeah, this is just some allegedly. This is what happened from a few different people that were talking, I guess, and that's how the telephone game goes. I'm sure there's some truth in it, some little shit mixed in there. I don't know what's what or whatever, but I did hear it from several different people that I don't believe even speak to each other. So that's the only reason I'm leaning towards it being more truthful than it being fictitious because it came from people I know for a fact that don't speak to one another. So, but I also don't know everybody's, what they do behind the scenes or who they talk to or if they tell people they talk to people. You never know on here either. So, you know how that goes as well. So it's alleged and it's something that was heard and we're just speaking on it. And then, the other thing that's annoying too is that, he's talking on here like, oh, I dare somebody to pull up. I'm going to fucking shoot you. All this crazy shit. Like, this is the thing. Like this is what goes on, when the dude looks in the mirror. He sees John Gotti, and then when we look at Nadu, we see fucking Corky right here from Life Goes On. Like that's what we see, So
yeah, the guy, according to him, he was getting text messages from a girl saying that he's so handsome that she wants to sit on his face, and he was repeating that to the chat, and he even flashed the photo like I don't know. Why would anybody do something like that? That's so immature.
Not only that, especially to him, he probably sent that message to himself from like an app or something like that. Because I've seen him on here for like 4 or 5 years now. I've never seen a guy with a woman. I've seen him post a picture at a bar or something out with somebody, but I never seen him at his house with a chick. Has anybody else? I've never seen it. You like that, Sean? I thought.
Yeah, he said that he was fucking getting a hard on.
Yeah. Well, I hope it wasn't that fucking transformer that was coming over to sit on your face. I mean, who the fuck even says that? The guy's like 40 years old. He's got to talk about some girl wants to come over his house. Like, okay, and? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's fucking crazy. And then he walks around. He's wearing Sergio Tacchini fucking tracksuits and fucking pinky rings and sunglasses at the bar at 11 o'clock at night inside. You know what a fucking jerk off you look like doing that shit in wherever the fucking Amish country that you live in? I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, that's why I'm showing this picture right here, because that's what we see when we look at the guy, and he looks in the mirror and thinks he's fucking John Gotti. It's unbelievable. Then he comes on and he starts doing all the little ad libs and the little shit he hears on the Sopranos with the little comments like, oh, he's a fucking Chiacron and he's a fucking Gavon and all this other shit. And he tries talking with his hands, and he looks like fucking Corky trying to do sign language and shit. It's fucking
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, and then he's fucking embarrassing himself, looking like an asshole, like Corky doing sign language, and he's trying to fucking talk with his hands because it's so unnatural. It's fucking ridiculous. It makes me cringe every time I see the guy fucking do it. I'm sure other people got to feel the same way. Did you hear when he said that he's the gatekeeper of this shit? Nobody would have shows if it wasn't for fucking him?
I heard something like that. But that's what I'm talking about. That's, he behaves, the way he behaves and the things he says makes people hate him just by the way he behaves,
Yeah. Yeah, he's and I agree with Concrete Dreams. He's right up there with fucking Canarsie. Right on the Mount Rushmore of fucking clowns on here. Yeah, and there's a lot of them, so that's a big accomplishment if you ask me.
Well, Canarsie allegedly fucking took his show down and left.
Oh, I heard about that. Somebody said that they searched to go see if he was doing shows or whatever, and the channel was permanently removed. It was permanently down. I wonder. I don't know if he got his channel taken down by YouTube because you know he loves filing fucking strikes and shit on people. And there's a clause. YouTube gives you a clause before you file those reports and claims or whatever that says if you're basically being frivolous or you're trying to abuse the system or whatever, that you can lose your own channel. And I'm wondering if that's what happened to him. Or did he just, take his ball and go home after fucking Mickey abused him and basically spit in his face with that whole JT shit?
Oh yeah, you know what? Later on in the show, I don't know if it was the girl that was texting him, but I think it was the girl. When everybody was asking to see her photo that she sent Nadu, and she said something like send me $20 and I'll send you a photo. So then everybody started saying, what is she, an OnlyFans girl?
Oh, yeah?
Wouldn't it be funny if the girl was doing that on purpose just to get people to send her $20 for her photos?
Oh, my God. That's got to be like the... And doesn't he deny that he was catfishing that broad, too? Doesn't he say that that's like all made up or whatever?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that it was verified, like 100% that it was fucking him. I think LaVecchia fucking came out and put it out or something like that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I don't know. That story is really far-fetched.
Which one? His answer or what actually happened?
No, what actually happened? Like this girl just picked him out of a box or something.
Well, he claimed, I believe, if I remember correctly, is that he claimed that somebody in his office at Barstool that doesn't like him was using his photo catfishing somebody, which makes no sense because why would you send him his picture? That's the part that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why would they do that? You would have to know that the person was going to take that and then put it up on the internet and then send it to everybody.
Well, maybe they were done catfishing her and they just wanted to show her who it was. So she'd make the video that she did make.
That's possible too. That's what I mean. Like, yeah, there's definitely more than one plausible explanation for it. I don't believe his version of what actually happened. It's more than likely that fucking he got caught doing that. Because I even heard him try to make a comment and say something like, I don't even like white girls or white chicks like that or whatever. But he was talking like a week earlier about some white chick that he was interested in or something like that. So it was like,
he said at some point, he said it was ironic because he was dating a white girl.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, which I found it funny and shit because he was trying to say originally that he wouldn't even be talking to a white chick on those apps or social media. He likes his dark women. Everybody knows that.
Dude, most guys out there will take any fucking girl.
Yeah,
white, black, tan, orange.
I don't think he's too picky. I really don't. Oh, right here. He's Concrete said no. He talked to the girl all night. She admitted that, and then at 6 a.m, he sent a real pic of himself. So he probably thought that he was being smooth on the phone, and that she would overlook the picture on his thing that he had. Then he sent her a real one and didn't like the response in it because she didn't care about just having a personality via texting and shit. She wanted somebody that was actually attractive, and she got a picture of Spanky.
Well, look at the guy's photo that he was sending to her. They look nothing like him.
Not even close. Not even fucking close. I thought the shit was funny, man. At least to me, anyways. I got a laugh out of it.
No, it was definitely funny.
Yeah. Just some fuck. Oh, you got a feedback coming in now.
I do.
It's good now. I don't know if you moved the phone or something, but
no, yeah, I moved the iPad on my lap.
Oh, okay, yeah, it just did that real quick. It tweaked. It's fine. It's good now, though. Yeah, Smoke, are you still in here, buddy? You can hop on if you want at some point. We're just bullshitting. Well, the next thing is, what do you think about this whole situation with Mickey? It looks like the roosters are coming home to roost, and she's getting a dose of karma.
Oh yeah, that's fucking great.
I wonder if I can play it. Let me pull up the audio if anybody hasn't heard this already. You guys got to hear this shit because this is fucking.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer person.
Yeah, I know. Poor Mickey, right? I feel so bad for her.
Yeah.
Not. Listen to this. So, there's a part 3 that just came out. I didn't get to watch it yet. I just found out about it. but there's 3 parts to it. And this is over on the channel's called Based Kitty, and the title of the video is "The Nona's Karma Finally Arrives." There's a part 1, a part 2, and then there's a part 3.
Yeah, so go give Base Kitty a subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to the channel,
and a like.
Button. And check this out. Should I play some of it? Probably most of the people heard it, but here,
I didn't hear part 3.
Oh, you didn't? All right, let me play that real quick. Make sure you
Well,
can hear.
ask everybody if they've heard the first 2.
Yeah, have you guys heard parts 1 and part 2 at all? How many people in here have seen the Base Kitty videos? If you guys want to give it a listen. If you guys seen part 1 or part 2, part 3 just came out a couple hours ago. I didn't get to hear that yet. I was going to play that.
Yeah, put a 1 if you saw it, and a 2 if you didn't.
Yeah.
And the 3
so
if you want us to play it anyway.
Yeah, let us know. We'll give it a couple of seconds to see what the people say. Concrete said they haven't. Raphael's son said no. They haven't heard part 3 or part 2. Oh, so they haven't heard it yet? Okay, so let me play this then. Yeah, we'll go. We'll give this a listen. There's a couple minutes each. They're not too long, so yeah. We'll give it a listen and talk about this.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
So here, check this out. And I believe this happened on what's that guy's channel? JT's is the guy there?
Wasn't it on Jesse's show?
No, this is from that guy's channel that he goes on. I think it's Johnny or some shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yarborough. That's Johnny Yarborough, that show. So this is from the Yarborough show the other day. So have a listen to this.
Guys, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. I guess we're being threatened by Angel Gotti. For what? The last 15 minutes of her show. You know what I mean? I guess I don't know. I was just
because we have information about something that we've discovered about her show. We're not making fun of her. We're not calling her a lowlife. We're not saying anything bad about her.
Am I under threat? I don't know. All I know is I got a call from one of my snitches that's actually one of the people that actually goes up on our panel every once in a great while. And he said the last 15 minutes she came up and just went to town. And she didn't name us. She didn't say our name, but he said there was a lot of threats.
That's a fence riding in. She can't say anybody's name.
I have no fear of Angel Gotti whatsoever. What's she going to do? Have some senior citizen threaten to fight me and not show up? I mean, what's going to happen here? Fuck. I mean, what are we talking about?
Let me see if I can grab it on my phone and listen to the audio. I'll be right back. I have it queued up here, guys, audio-wise. We can play this. So let's hear the bullshit. I want to hear this. Ready?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let me know if you guys can hear it okay. So this is about 12 minutes worth of a rant.
Yeah, just been getting some text messages. You know, let me just explain.
First of all, she's not getting text messages. She's watching. She was watching the show. They had some show over there. It wasn't doing very good. The numbers were way down. It was Silo, Chicky, Lee Cole, a bunch of people that were scared to do anything when we were over there, taking our ideas and trying to piggyback off of them.
To everybody. I go out of my way not to fight with other content creators, okay? I normally only just respond to their bullshit. And I really try very hard to, especially not fight with people that I was once friends with or that...
We were never friends. I've never met you, bitch.
Up here on the panel. And I guess that the more that I do that, some people think that they can step all over me.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna put my foot right on your fucking forehead.
I thought he was gonna say his dick.
Now. I don't even know how to do this right, so maybe I should just think about it for a minute. But let me just think. I have everything. When I mean everything, I have everything. Okay? I'm just going to leave that out there. I have everything.
See, this is passively aggressively.
What does that mean? See, when
that means she's recording phone calls. That means she's doing that.
I never spoke to her on the phone.
By the way, Angel,
That sounds like some rat behavior.
Angel, let me tell you something. Make sure if you have everything, and I mean everything, you make sure that I wasn't in a two-party state, my friend, because you'll be the last Gotti without felonies to have them. Just saying.
Wow.
Here's the other thing that I would say, too. We have everything. And everybody always says that. You always hear, I have everything recorded. I have everything. And you never see them prove it. You know what the funny thing is? There's only one guy that you could go to a court case and click the fucking dockets and see the proof on a governmental website. Until she does that, she ain't got shit.
Here we go.
I have everything. Okay? Fuck with me and watch what happens.
Ooh.
Just gonna say that right.
And that's not a threat. Hey, Angel, let's do it. Let's fucking put the gloves on. Let's fucking do it. You think SoFlo and them were bad? I got everything too. I've got that whole show where you let a fucking convicted sex offender felon illegal deported alien on your show threaten my fucking family. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just start opening my show up to people that want to threaten your fucking family and let them talk for 45 minutes. Cunt. Okay? And don't think that you're fucking, you're still living with the aura. The mob is gone. Okay? The mob is gone. You're living on fucking fairy dust. You think you're going to fucking come in here and talk to me like that? This is passive aggressive. And her puppet, Silo, that guy's a fucking goon too. I've been waiting to say this about him. Do you realize that there was videos of him where he says he knocked out Kimbo Slice? That he was like Mike Tyson's. He sparred with Mike Tyson. It was big into the boxing game down in South Florida. There are videos and audio of this guy talking about Angel Gotti's daughter being 250 fucking pounds. There is nothing I've said that's any worse or even close to what these people on her panel have said about her pedo rings and stuff. The difference is we don't have to lie. We don't have to fucking lie. Angel can't fight back on a channel unless she has help. Best thing to do is strike the fuck out of the channel. And unlike Leanne and Fumblenuts, she's monetized. Now.
I'm so sick of these people. You're nice to them. You try really, really hard.
Nice to me?
Nice to me.
Why don't you show how much money your channel's made since I've been part of it, as opposed show month to month the last 14 months next to the 14 previous months. Show the financial gain you made over the last 14 months as opposed to what you made the 14 months before it. Let's go March all the way to March.
I tell you, Jack, don't talk about people. Don't bring anything up. I don't want to fight with people, and yet they still want to, slander, curse out a little 2-year-old baby. I tolerate a lot of shit on here, but there's certain things that I'm not going to tolerate, and I'm telling you again right now, I have everything. Everything. Okay?
And Angel, let me tell you something. If you're talking about our phone conversations, I want you to play those so I can file felony charges against you. And then it won't just be your fucking nephew in a hospital like a popsicle. It won't be your fucking nephews and brother and all those that are felons. It'll be you, because I will take, the kind of fucking press I will get if I file those charges against you. You have any fucking clue? Let me please see that you recorded phone conversations with me, because I travel a lot and I'm in a lot of two-party states. Please, I'm begging you to fucking try something. And I will make your fucking attorneys eat their fucking shoes with your bullshit.
Let me tell you a little bit.
Here goes Silo, who, by the way, called me just the other day.
So there you go, guys. That's fucking part one of the latest
He called her nephew a popsicle.
Yeah, that's fucked up, right? Did you see the picture that he put up?
Of a frozen person?
Yeah, he put up a picture on, I think it was Jesse's show or something, and the fucking scumbag put up a picture of some guy in a frozen like ice cube or whatever out in the front yard. I mean, that's fucking.
Yeah, he goes in really hard. He starts talking about where's the fucking baby's daddy. Well, you'll hear it.
Yeah, you'll hear it, because this stuff is getting good now, and I can't think of a nicer person that this could possibly happen to. And she's
What's up, Carlos? Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, you're good. What's up, Carlos? Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Drop the link in a little bit if you want to hop on or whatever. Just let me know. But yeah, so he puts up this picture of, and everybody I'm sure knows about. I guess something happened, unfortunately, with her nephew there. I think it's Peter's son. Something happened with him shoveling, I guess, and I guess there's been mixed reports about what's going on. Some people said he had a heart issue, or he might have been in like a medically induced coma or something. They found him outside after a couple hours. I don't know. So, but that's terrible. But yeah, this guy's on there going straight for the jugular, talking about the nephew now, and threatening to take her channel down and file charges against her and shit. And I just think it's fucking ironic and absolutely hilarious that this shit is happening. We all knew it was going to happen. It was only a matter of time. So I'll be sitting back with my popcorn. This shit should be entertaining.
Yeah, we don't necessarily agree with some of the things that are being said, but overall we like that she's being attacked.
Yeah, you're going to hear in the second part. This is something that I know I don't agree with. I think it's wrong. I know how he can speak for himself. I know he agrees with that, and I'm sure a lot of you guys do, about what you're about to hear in this next second part, and then we'll all listen to the last third part together, because I haven't heard that yet. But listen to this shit. This fucking guy.
I know some people like her, and then I look like a dick.
All right, hold on, Mr. X. Guys, I don't need 50 people texting me screenshots of what's going on over there. I got 8 or 9 people sending me everything that's going on over there. I don't need it, guys. You don't have to send me what Buster says. If you want to do something, just strike the fucking channel. If they're calling people names over there, strike it. Don't tell me. Just nail it. I guess Johnny's numbers were bigger than hers, and that's what made her pop. Here we go. Here's the rest of it.
First of all,
hit that like button, guys.
I'm not going to sit there and give anybody the satisfaction of he did this to me, she did that to me. I would never give anybody the satisfaction. If I have to respond to something here, I will.
nothing about her fucking brother. What I can tell you is this. Angel, maybe it's the people that are making you the money that you're making. Show your numbers, bitch. Show your numbers for the year before I was there and match them to the year that I was there. And let's go there, because nobody's made you money like I have. Those people have only cost you money.
Normal. You had a falling out. Move on. Like, aren't you embarrassed to act so whiny and mad or whatever?
Aren't you embarrassed to have Aren't you embarrassed to have a fucking adult child with a college degree that lives at home and they're basically the 2-year-old grandchild is under lock and key? I don't know what the situation is over there. The only thing I can assume is that the father of that child does not pay child support because he has no rights. It doesn't sound like he has any sort of custodial parental rights. That child should have to go to that father's house every other weekend and every other Wednesday. I don't see why that father does not have what's called shared custody. Because if he's paying child support, and if she's working all those hours, might make more than him. And Angel, let me tell you something. These communities out here are nasty. They're fucking nasty. You're the one whining. The last thing you need to do is piss some of these fucking channels off. And I'm not even talking about me. And they start sending child protective services over to that house. Because there's elderly people living in there. There's fucking adults living in there. There's kids up all hours of the night. Angel, slow your fucking roll. You are in way. This isn't Sashio and Esperosa and MRE. Take it down a notch or two. Take the bass out of your fucking voice. You're smelling yourself. I mean, and by the way, let's continue.
What? I mean, I'm constantly being accused of doing things behind the scenes. I'm not doing anything behind the scenes.
Bullshit. Then you better check your buddy Lee Cole, who told me that your attorney told you not to deal with me anymore. That your attorney said
with that comment. Hold on. So it's like a mob boss. Well, I didn't know that this guy was doing any crimes. But if you were smart enough, Angel, and you just listened to what I said and what I proved, you got to realize that the numbers are not accurate. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. Doesn't mean that you're paying for them. But you're being obtuse. But you can tell. You know what's real and what's not real. So you're complicit in it. And if I'm not mistaken, that's part of what racketeering is about. If you know what I mean. So you do understand. And that's all I wanted to say. You wouldn't allow me to come up on your show. You are complicit in that part of it. You're lying to your audience like you did with Proflo.
And Angel, don't think you're special. This is the same bullshit we had to go through with Twin Mama. The only difference is you were smart enough to make more money than they were.
Whatever I have to do, I'll do up front. I'll do it right here with everybody watching. I'm not doing.
Oh yeah? Then turn your fucking camera on and get SoFlo to turn his. You couldn't even put me on panel with SoFlo. Don't act like you're brave now.
Anything behind the scenes, but yet I'm constantly accused of it.
Daddy Gate.
We moved on. That's it. We moved on. I am so happy.
I tell you what, maybe I haven't moved on. And the fact that I haven't is a problem for you. See, this is how this works. When you grift and you steal and you lie and you use people, yeah, they're going to have an issue with you. I made your channel a fucking monster. I made you rich. I want to know where the fuck you get your money from. Was it your ex-husband? Was it the husband you have now? Angel, as far as I know, the most you've ever been is a nail tech or worked in an office. Those jobs pay less than 20. Rainbow Melon makes 3 times what you make. And she lives in a hovel.
That's how you all move on. And it's so typical. As soon as they have a fight, as soon as they're upset, it's, oh, she's retarded. Her daughter this,
retarded.
Baby that.
I mean, well, listen. Hey, listen. I didn't say the baby. All I'm telling you is this: how the fuck do they have full custody of that fucking child? Where is the whole story? The whole story doesn't make sense. Her daughter had MRE come over. It didn't work out after a couple of days. She goes back with the guy she was with. Gets knocked up. Isn't with him anymore, and that kid doesn't leave that family's sight. I'm sorry. There is no way that man is paying child support and has no visitation. The baby's not leaving the house until it's old enough to talk. Says who? I mean, that kid should be had overnights with the father. So even the least case scenario, the father doesn't want anything to do with the kid. You understand? I understand. Listen, I don't know
within a bubble or something.
And at least the daughter works. I mean, she works at a fucking restaurant. I mean, even if she was a general manager at, I don't know, like a Ruth Chris. Mr. X, I mean, that's a pretty upscale steakhouse, Ruth Chris, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call it,
What is a general manager?
Sure.
What does a general manager at Ruth Chris make? 70,000 a year? Rainbow Melon, you got to be making fucking 6 figures, right? You're making $100,000 a year net.
Yep, pretty much, Jim. But
okay,
about 80 to 126.
Okay, let's say her daughter's making $126,000 a year. She's got to be socking the money away, and that's if she has. I think she probably works at some mom and pop Italian Dago restaurant in New York. So she's probably making
her own place.
Huh?
Well, she was an angel.
Oh, she was an angel.
Built-in babysitter. I brought that up on a show before an angel got pissed.
And if she's getting child support on top of that,
if I was house.
Huh?
Does she have her own house?
I don't know. None of these people have their own place. And then Angel, I think Angel's husband's mom lives in that motherfucker. I mean, there's a river of. Listen, there's babies, there's elderly people, there's husbands, there's daughters. That's a fucking hotel. It sounds like an apartment complex. Here we go.
What I like. I don't have to sit there and ask them, what size underwear are you wearing? Oh, did you shoot that one? No, I'm not into shit like that. I want
Yeah, because that's all we
Why'd
do.
you have Jim on there for 6 months?
Yeah, a year.
So, yes, you can get the money off of him? What is Jim's humor then?
Yeah. Congratulations, Angel. Now you can afford to pay that couple $100 a month because of me.
Let's talk. That's my way.
And if you want,
Don't watch it. Who cares?
and if you would like to leave, you'll get to leave because we're not going to threaten you. Just did.
Exactly.
You know, we did the best
We're
we
not
can for
threatening
all. We had a couple of shows since we changed directions, and the numbers are great.
I can't stand fucking Silo.
Yeah, Silo don't know what the fuck he's
Why
talking
do you got
about.
3 people in your chat that are active? That would be my question. How is that possible? And I only watched it for like 30 seconds.
No, we had real good numbers. We do our best to put on a show. We're not here to fight with nobody no more. Those days are over. No,
Oh,
they're not.
Especially when people tell me they
That's
Hey,
social thing.
Silo.
Pony show?
Hey, Silo, no, they're not. And Silo, if I was you, I'd shut the fuck up. Keep saying yes sir, no sir. You've never been a creator. You've never had a channel. Silo, you got a lot of skeletons in your closet with the dead kid and everything. Don't get involved. I'm going to tell you one time nicely. Don't get involved.
tell me, look,
At the first show she had without me, real deals here. I'm gonna give Palmina her rose. She couldn't wait. Thank you, Strubin, for Angel. Shut the fuck up. You stepped in a fucking hornet's nest, and now you're going to get stung. And it's not gonna be from losers like fucking Sashio. And it's gonna be the real thing. It's gonna be the real fucking thing, Angel. So keep talking your shit. See, you had your puppet Lee Cole, who basically is standing on the grave of his dead brother. His dead fucking brother. This is a guy whose whole existence in life is that his brother got diddled by the Iron Sheep.
oh my god, that's fucking funny, man. These guys are fucking sick, though. Listen, that shit about the CPS and calling to do welfare check, that's fucking bullshit. Don't fucking do that shit. I don't care if you don't like somebody, no nothing. The kid ain't got nothing to do with any of the shit that's going on. That's just crossing the line, man. And I don't even like her, to be honest with you, but that's fucked up. You don't do that. That's not right, man. That's fucking ridiculous. And then you hear Silo fucking chime in over there at the end, talk about, and all of a sudden they want to do some kumbaya shit. They don't want to fight with nobody or talk with nobody. And we'll get into this. We'll do a little breakdown after we play the clips. We got one more clip here for like 4 minutes or whatever, and then we'll get into this. So I'm listening to this for the first time with you guys, so tune in. And if anybody hasn't already, guys, please, if you aren't already, please subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on, and hit the like button if you can, if you're enjoying this content. And after the video, if you can, leave a comment. It helps the show and the algorithm and everything. And if anybody would like to help support the channel, it's much appreciated. The info at the bottom of the ticker. And thank you for the person that sent over the Cash App that wants to be anonymous. Thank you very much, guys. All right, so let's listen to this. This is part 3, and then we'll get into the a little analysis on what's going on here. So this is the Known as Karma, part 3. Jim's burned down the Sloth's treehouse. Let's listen to this.
hello.
Yeah.
What?
What happened? For some reason, it just froze. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I thought you got pissed and left.
No.
Something happened?
You can take Angel and shove her up your fucking twat. I mean, it's fucking nauseating. Get off her nuts, Jesse. I'm not coming back. It just froze. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I thought you got pissed and left.
No, it froze. All right, so let's go over this because this is the last time I'm going to come over here because obviously I know where your bread's buttered.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm not coming back over here no more. This is bullshit. It's
Okay, if that's your choice, that's your choice.
Oh, yeah, you can take Angel and shove her up your fucking twat. I mean, it's fucking nauseating. Jesse, I mean, get your own fucking personality. You want to sit at the cool kids table so bad. You're not willing. The cool kids table got no lunch on it. The woman's a fraud. She had 212 people watching her show the other day. We've got the screenshots. She had 3 people in her chat. There's none of her people are over here. Hey, Angel, why don't you put out a community post right now, which you should do for your friends, and like we did on the Robotext, and tell all your people to come over here. Tell that bitch Silo and that, who, by the way, doesn't he have a show tonight? Well, I bet you she'll be promoting the shit out of that. How much you want to bet there's 19 people watching that crap?
Jim, I like you. I like what you guys do, but I don't want to. I also don't want to.
No, Angel, fuck you. Fuck your daughter. Fuck your grandkid. Fuck your. Oh.
Wow.
Take me down again, Jesse, and we go to war. I'm not playing these fucking games with you.
I'm not going to argue with you, Jim.
You're not arguing with me. Kick her out. I think she's the one blocking motherfuckers. Fuck Angel. Okay, she's a fraud. Hey, Angel, why don't you come up here and be a fucking? Why don't you come up here and threaten me like you had Lee Cole threaten me yesterday with your fucking attorney? You better hope Adam isn't advising you, because if I hear that motherfucker's advising you without a law license, I'll fucking snatch his nuts and play with him like they're dice. You understand me?
Jesus.
Blocking anybody, Jim.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Stop telling me that I'm stop disagreeing with me. People are being blocked over here, Jesse. You're wrong. You don't even know how to work StreamYard. Yeah. Hey, Angel, ain't nobody worried. You're the one that's worried. Why don't you put your cunt attorney's name in the chat? We'll see how that goes for you.
Jesus.
Never fucking threaten me again in your fucking life. Don't you fucking dare. But you're fucking assassin, SoFlo. You're fucking... See, Angel needs people around her that are fucking pussies. Like Silo. Like Edwin Jimenez. Like Real Deal. Those are fucking cowards. Those are pussies. They're yes men.
Nobody threatened you.
I didn't threaten nobody, Angel. I will snatch your fucking channel. And I hope you take that as a threat. Do something about it. Do something. You didn't do nothing when we were on your show and people were fucking replaying your fucking show. You're going to come after us? I don't fucking think so. You ain't going to do shit.
Wow.
What's up, Sal?
That's right, Rainbow. I was the one that was threatened on her show. Yeah, then take it as a threat. Do something. We are going to strike the fuck out of your channel, Angel. It's already being done. Continue to go live. Continue to have people in your chat that fuck with us. Continue to use my content. Continue to have my shows up there. I told you to take all this shit down last week. All of it. Anything I appeared on. I didn't ask you just to take down shit on the OTT. You must have misheard me. Yeah, whatever, Nutso, who, by the way, is Fish. Isn't it interesting that nobody from Angel's community is here? There is no community. Why don't you ask her why Dr. Jim don't come around no more?
I have never used your content, and I took everything about you out. Yeah.
Better.
And we don't even talk about you on her show.
Bullshit. There's so many... I get calls from Silo during the show, apologizing for the references. Apologizing.
Oh, God, I have a headache, Jim.
Yeah, and anybody that thinks I'm all talk, 1 week from tomorrow, I will be at the Charleston Civic Center. I've been promoting this for fucking 2 weeks. Ain't none of you gonna show. Not Lefty, not BK, not Silo, not Jimenez, not nobody. Nobody's gonna fucking show. Not Salty Pancakes, not Doug Hutton, not fucking, what's his name, that douchebag Fumble Nuts, not Watcher Crazy, not fucking, listen, there's a whole lot of shit going on. Bullshit, Angel. Bullshit. That's why I got Silo calling me. Fucking smoke and mirrors bullshit over there. Where's all her people, Jesse?
They don't want to get involved.
Bullshit. They're not over here because they don't support you. There's nobody over there. Jason, there's 18 people over there. 18, 20 tops.
Hi, Cheyenne. How are you?
A bunch of bots and ults.
Jim, they don't. I haven't heard them talking about you over there.
Angel, you couldn't do anything to bother me. I'm the one that made you take our shit down. Don't get full of your fucking self. You don't have a channel without me over the last year. You'd be back to 60 people talking about pea soup with that pussy coward, half a pedo, Real Deal. And you know what else interests me on this, Jesse? I'm going to tell you what else pisses me off. Eric Floss said that Angel was involved in a pedo ring. Remember that?
I do remember.
Yeah, he's in her chat now, isn't he?
Well, that's her chat.
Yeah, I'm just bringing up a point.
I know, but I can't tell her not to have people in her chat.
No. I'm not telling anybody who to have and who not to have. I'm pointing out how desperate she is for people. She's got Eric Floss back there. Who I never accused her of running a pedo ring or any of that. Why didn't she go after him? Don't ever fucking threaten me with attorneys and everything. We're the ones that got the attorneys. We're the ones that beat people down on lawsuits. If you don't believe me, ask Leanne, which started all this bullshit from the beginning 8 months ago.
Well, Leanne deserved to get taken down. She was stealing content, so.
Yeah, you went after him way before I came around, Angel. What'd you do to him? Nothing. He's back in your chat. Nothing. You didn't do nothing. Ridiculous. So, Jesse, you ain't got to worry about it. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll just take my crowd. I'll go home, and Angel can help you build a channel. Or Lee Cole can help you do it. You can do a bunch of interviews that don't ask any hard-hitting questions with nobody on panel. Can't see anybody. It is what it is.
Okay, well, Jim, I've rebuilt this channel a few times over, and I'm sure I'll be okay.
All right, guys, I'm out of here. If I see anybody from my show over here, I'm cutting you off the OTT. We're done, Jesse. Good luck to you.
Oh, wow. Well, there you have it, guys. Part 3. What a fucking shit show.
A lot of threats, but then if you threaten them, they're gonna call lawyers.
I know. I got everything, and I mean everything. Don't fuck with me. Or what? You're gonna fucking have Diet Paps file a lawsuit or something like that? I mean, that's why I got the thumbnail. If you saw the thumbnail for the show or whatever, that's who that's directed at. You know, she goes and she basically lights all these fires and causes all these problems, and when the shit comes back to bite her in the ass, she wants to play the fucking victim over here. Now, I don't know if you've heard this, but I did. They were having a conversation one day, right? And JT brought up the shit with the rape ape, right? And she had the balls to say that she isn't scared of fucking anybody, and that she's never bent the knee to anybody on here because she's not scared of nobody. Mickey, you have admitted multiple times that you bent the knee to the rape ape. After that guy abused you, your whole family, he called your brother a rat. He said your daughter was a whore that was at a fucking hotel getting ran down on by a bunch of Cubans or some shit like that. Did you forget about that? And then when things turn around, you go and spit in JT's face, who helped you make money on your channel and bring people over there, and then you chose the rape babe side over his. So when you're going to sit here and tell me that you're not scared of anybody and that you never bent the knee to nobody, yes, you have. You've done it multiple times, and you continue to do it that night that you platform that fucking scumbag. You need to fucking get a taste of reality, because you live in a fucking alternative dimension that I've never fucking been to before. You are out of your fucking bird, this lady. She did. She admitted it several times that she fucking bent the knee to the rape babe. Now she says that it never happened and that she ain't fucking scared of fucking nobody. Yeah, okay. Well, we've heard otherwise. We've heard you say otherwise, as a matter of fact. And, you know, I heard her making a comment and talking about, she was talking about information or something that she would get, because I think JT was, no, sorry. Somebody was bringing up, maybe she was talking to the Watcher Crazy lady or whatever, and she was talking about how she wants to find out who somebody is for herself, and they have to learn for themselves. They don't just, you know, take people's advice or information. They need to find out directly for themselves and get their own opinions and feelings about somebody. They don't want to hear it from somebody else to tell them, you know, who or what somebody is. And if they're friends with somebody, then they have their back, and they don't want to hear about any of this shit because I like that person. Well, how the fuck did that work out for you? How'd that work out for you, Mickey? You didn't fuck up not once, not twice, but now 3 times now.
She hasn't made the right decision since she's been on here. She took MRE's back. She took fucking Lee's back. I mean, the list goes on and on.
It's unbelievable. She said when she was talking to Watcher, addressing her about the Nazi rat diddler over there, she says that I was friends with him, and, you know, these people, she says these people. No, it wasn't these people. It was your friends, or people who thought that they were your friends, who were trying to look out for you, to send you information and give you a heads up that, hey, we got some information and found some stuff out about this guy, and he's no fucking good. And we want you to look at this information before you wound up, for this shit coming back on you and winds up fucking up your reputation and your channel on here by platforming this guy, because the stuff that we're finding out is fucking disgusting and disturbing. And she says, oh, and they would send me all of this information, and I mean, it was pages and pages, and I didn't read any of it. I refused to, because if I like someone, they're my friend, and I don't care. So basically what she's saying is that if you tell Mickey her father was the greatest man who ever walked on the earth, only second to Jesus, and you say your brother isn't a rat, then you could be a PDF file, a fucking kid diddler, and a Nazi rat, or some other combination of fucking degenerate scumbag that the person is. And it's okay, because she doesn't want to know the truth about anybody, because I like them. An anonymous person on the internet, you're putting your eggs in a basket of somebody whose name you didn't even fucking know, over people that have literally been at your house, that have defended you and your family, that have looked out for you, that have put themselves in harmful situations where they could have got themselves hurt or even killed, possibly, going around and fucking with certain people out there, right? In support of your family and your brother, doing their bidding. And then you turn around by spitting in their face, cutting off ties with them and all this shit, because they were trying to reach out to you, to give you information to send to you, to look out for you, I have to add, to look out for you. And you chose willfully to fucking ignore that shit. And then you turn around and what happens to you? How did it work out for you? Sounds like a real brilliant individual, if you ask me.
Yeah, look what wound up happening, right? She didn't want to listen to anybody, and you know, then it comes out. Obviously, the diddler part didn't come out yet, but if she would have just listened to everyone before that part came out, then MRE wouldn't have had the opportunity to diddle her daughter.
Right. Exactly. And then I still don't believe that story and version of events that they said that happened or whatever. You can't tell me that you're talking to somebody for months and months on the internet, right? They live a couple of states away from you, and you guys finally decide that you're going to meet up. And the first time you ever meet this person, you invite them into your home to stay there, when all you know them from is the fucking internet. If that's not the definition of crazy, I don't know what is. But nobody's going to have me believe that the first time that they ever met was at your house and stayed over for a fucking week. And then second, you're going to tell us that you want us to believe that somebody was coming into town to spend 3, 4, 5 days a week there, whatever the time frame was going to be, right? They took time out of their day to travel all the way to come and see you, come into town to come and hang out, and that the daughter went and went to work and wasn't at the house, and you wound up hanging out with him the whole fucking time. She was never even there. Wouldn't you call out of work and take vacation time if you had somebody coming to visit you that you were in a relationship with to spend time with them and shit like that? But then when they come over, you just wind up hanging out with them, and they're off hanging out with their friends and going to work and shit like that. Who the fuck actually believes that? Because I don't.
Neither do I.
I don't believe that for a second. And I know for a fact, coming from an Italian family, whatever you want to say, is that you don't invite fucking people into your home that you don't fucking really, really know that are around your family, especially the family that she comes from, and the possibility that somebody is trying to get in good with them to get information or whatever the fuck to go pass it along to somebody else, which I'm sure was happening. So that's all the more reason why I wouldn't believe the first time you let somebody come to your house.
I mean,
never heard it before off the fucking internet.
She basically let somebody come to her house to bang her daughter.
Yeah, somebody who she knew was at the very least a fucking neo-Nazi, white supremacist, skinhead, white supremacist, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
And a rat.
And a rat. Thank you so much for the person that sent over that Cash App. Thank you so much.
I mean, she's so against rats, you know, that had to be the part that hurt her the most. Well,
she still denies that, though. She can't come to that fact and say anything about it. Even though we all know at the end of the day that there's no way she doesn't understand that there's fucking something wrong in that paperwork.
No, she's like, when she fell out with him the first time, she started to admit to it online, basically. But then she made that U-turn after he did that show about her daughter.
Yes, and that's the other thing. She started calling him a rat, and she was saying, unseal your paperwork, all that shit. And that's what led him to go and do that video at his house. He had a trump card because nobody really knew for sure, besides a couple of people, supposedly, that they were even in a relationship and speaking like that. The only person that said anything about it and how Tony Pizza knew about it is beyond me, but it came from somebody. But nobody believed him because the guy's a nut and fucking he says crazy shit all the time. So that went in one ear and out the other.
Could have been a good guess.
Yeah, either way, the guy has said some crazy shit that's actually true. So, but this was one of the instances where he was actually right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I just find it very odd that the time he wants to come out and mention something about the relationship is when she starts questioning him, saying that, you know, I know you've lied on here before, your paperwork is fucked up and you need to unseal your paperwork. And then all of a sudden he goes on a show and starts talking about his relationship with the fucking daughter. So the guy was on the show ratting right there, talking about it because he knew exactly what was going to happen when everybody found out about that. He pulled a rat move to try to protect himself and threw your daughter under the fucking bus in the process of doing it. And that guy back off questioning him about his fucking cases and his fucking paperwork.
He even fucking said if anything happens to him, Damien Argenti has his phone.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, he did say that too, yeah. You got all the phones and you know what's going on, he said, yeah. And then go ahead.
Carlos says that NB told Pizza.
I heard that. I didn't want to say it just because I don't know 100% for sure, but I did hear that was who told him, yeah.
And Larry, the Cuspy said the same thing.
Yeah, I believe that's most likely true because I've heard that from several different people, so I have no doubt about it. And the fact of the matter is that if anybody was in question, wondering whether or not the guy was a fucking informant and cooperated in that case, the fact that he went on his show and exposed his relationship with her daughter right after Mickey started questioning him should be all the proof anybody needs. Because he did that to get her to fucking back off because he knows people watch her show and listen to her. And he didn't want people from over on that side questioning and speaking about it. So he pulled that card out of his pocket and fucking put it out on his show and then made those comments acting like he has, you know, text or videos or whatever the fuck it is he had if something happens to him. So if that's not being a fucking rat, then I don't know what is, because to me that's the definition of one. So, you
They're
know,
all rats, but they don't know it.
yeah, they just haven't figured it out yet. Yeah, they all do
Yeah.
the same shit. They're all a bunch of rats. They just point the fingers at everybody else and don't have a mirror in their house apparently.
Yeah.
So, you know, basically, in other words, you know, Mickey's lost several friendships and people in her life, basically, who have supported and defended herself and her family. They basically put themselves into situations that could have resulted in them possibly being harmed. You know, I mean, you know, then these same people go and they try to warn her to look out for her because they think that she is their friend and they're her friend, so they want to help her out and give her a heads up about shit. And they're trying to, you know, let her know basically, you know, there's potentially a serious problem here brewing, and you know, this could possibly come back to bite you in the ass and ruin your reputation on here. It could possibly go even worse than that. And she, instead of reading or looking at the information or questioning any of that, because nobody knows about the relationship between her daughter and this guy, she chooses to ignore it. Basically, tell the person to go fuck off and spit in their faces after everything that they've done for her on here. And not only did she do this once, not twice, it's been at least 3 different times with 3 different people that I could just think of off the top of my head that she's done this to. And she's admitted in the past that her whole entire life, even her own mother has told us, that she's constantly made the same mistake over and over, that she's basically, what was the word she put it for? Is that she's loyal to a fault, and that she constantly takes people's backs, even though she knows it's not good or the right thing to do, and it comes back to bite her in the ass. But she keeps repeatedly making the same mistakes. As a 60-something-year-old person that's been on this earth for 6 decades, you would figure somebody would learn from the mistakes that they made, not consistently repeat them over and over and over again. And then you wonder why we nicknamed her room temperature, because she isn't very bright, obviously.
Nope.
Yeah, if anybody hasn't hit that like button, it's an order. Stevie B ordered everybody to hit that like button. How many do we got? What do we got in here? We got 120 and only 40 watching. 40 likes over here. What's going on, guys?
She cuts off her nose to spite her face.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Carlos said that Patty Hearst is dumb as a bag of rocks. You're not fucking kidding. That's an absolute fact. And the worst thing about the whole thing is the situation with the rape ape that just happened. You got the guy JT who came over in the community, whether people liked him or not. He was helping her out on her show. He got her that membership shit. People were donating. He brought people over there too, was trying to help her out, whether you like the guy or not. Her show was benefiting from it. And don't forget, after she spit in Kasparova's face, had a falling out with Maureen, spit in her face, she goes, and then the last person she goes is spits in the Angela lady's face, right? And you know, this guy's basically abused her brother, and her daughter, right? She loses the relationships with 3 different people that had problems, all for different reasons, all 3 of them, right? Bent the knee to the rape ape, claiming she's not scared of him, even though she bent the knee more than once and fucking admitted it on here. Now she's claiming that fucking that never happened or whatever for some reason. But she then goes and takes the rape ape's side in the situation when JT's over there and basically gives a fuck you to JT by disrespecting him when he wanted to go on there to talk to him that night because the rape ape fucking said so, and then spits in that guy's face. And now look at where she's at. So when they're having a beef right now in a fight and JT's threatening to do this and threatening to do that, well, you know, I think you fucking deserved it, if you ask me. I don't agree with the stuff that he's saying, a lot of the shit that he's probably going to do to you, but you made your bed. I guess now you got to fucking lay in it and figure it out on your own.
She wasn't worried about what anyone was going to do to anyone else, like the rape ape.
Nope. She didn't care. She didn't care who the rape ape attacked one of her friends and their families and shit. All the stuff that he was doing to any of these people. But when it turns around and lands in her lap, now everybody's supposed to feel sorry for her and play the fucking victim and shit while she's going to get abused and deal with whatever she's going to deal with the JT and these guys. Well, all I can say is I'm going to be tuning in. I'm going to have my popcorn ready and I'm going to be watching that shit because this shit should be good.
Yeah, and the best part is the guy JT was coming on her trying to get on her show to talk to the rape ape because he agreed with us.
Yeah, and he didn't believe the story that they were telling. Exactly.
Right.
And he didn't want to have to answer any questions because he knew that fucking Bolt neck over there wasn't going to say nothing, and Mickey was just going to go along with it because she's terrified of the guy. And listen, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being terrified of the guy. He's a fucking scumbag degenerate. So I don't blame her, but don't come on here and act like you fucking weren't. I mean, you've admitted it before. We all watched it. The fact of the matter is that guy's been more of a degenerate and a bigger scumbag than any one of these other people has ever been. I don't think not one of these persons have ever said nothing about her or fucking family. They've had an issue with her, and for the most part, they've been pretty, cordial, the way that they're going about it and shit. They're not getting vicious or nasty or attacking her daughter or brother, this and that. But that guy fucking did. And she's on here promoting this motherfucker, trying to call us liars and shit like that. And she looks like a fucking asshole. So I think she fucking deserves whatever the hell she got coming to her. And the funniest part is that Silo over there, the fucking lapdog, is about to become the brunt of a bunch of jokes and shit because he's got the most material on him out of anybody in this community. I mean, that guy's a fucking stone cold liar.
Jesus, I don't even know how he still shows his face.
Can you imagine? He brought it up on the thing. This guy, there's videos of him talking about how he fought and knocked out Kimbo Slice twice. He went on the show the other night and said that he never said that.
Jesus.
The fact that somebody could come on here and say that shit with a straight face is incredible, if you ask me. That's unbelievable. You can't even make this shit up. Can't make it up. And I tuned in the other night. Listen, I don't know if I told you, but I came home late the other night, right? It was around like midnight or something, and there was no shows on. I think there was like maybe one of JT's guys shows on or something or whatever. And there was 98 people watching at midnight.
Yeah. No. Meanwhile, in the past, it was like 400 or 500 still.
Yeah, and they got the same amount of people in the chat with the 98 that they did with the fucking 500. Who the fuck believes that shit? Get the fuck out of here. And I was on talking to Smoke the other day, and I had made a comment about they were talking about the views or whatever, knowing that they're bots and shit. And they were questioning. I was talking to Ruben, and he was questioning, thinking that maybe JT was the one behind the bots, right? And I don't know exactly who's behind them. I'm not saying that he is or whatever, but somebody's obviously been buying them bots for all of their shows to try to drive up the numbers to make it look like people are actually fucking tuning in. When the reality is that we all pretty much share the base core people on here. There's not that many people. Nobody's getting 3-4x the amount of views you're getting. I think I'd say probably Suge gets the best numbers consistently out of everybody, to be honest. And that's like around 200, 250, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Where the fuck do these other 400 fucking people come from? Because there ain't much on there that's fucking entertaining. And especially if, at least when the JT guy's on, he's being a degenerate or whatever, saying crazy shit. At least fucking it's watchable. When you got Boltneck up there and fucking Mickey talking about fucking what flavor fucking ice cream they eat, I mean, who the fuck wants to listen to that shit? 500 people are watching fucking Silo talk about eat a fucking ham sandwich and fucking lick his lips after he ate a fucking Snickers bar.
Yeah, well, now they got fucking Chicky on the show, and they're talking about doing merch and all of that shit.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that fat scumbag up. Thank you so much. Chicky, You fucking lying rat fuck. You're a clown. You're a fucking clown, and you're just like fucking Mickey over there playing the victim. This fucking piece of shit got mad the other day because we were on Smokes, and Jersey Girl was up there, and I guess I came on, and he showed up in the chat, right? And Jersey Girl had some choice words for him and shit. And Chicky's in there trying to do his fucking can't we all be friends fucking bullshit. Like the guy fucking forgets about all the stuff that he's done on here. He's trying to say that, it was, 3 years ago and people fucking, people called me and threatened me with addresses of my grandkids. And I didn't fucking do that shit. I don't know anybody that I'm friends with that fucking did that shit. And he's up there trying to say that I'm friends with somebody that threatened to dox his grandkids or go to his grandkids' house. I don't even know who the fuck his grandkids are, first of all. Second of all, I'm not friends with anybody that I know of that sent this guy a fucking message that would do something like that. And if they did, I don't agree with that shit. But I don't even know who the fuck he's talking about. Meanwhile, this fat piece of shit is on there playing fucking victim. This, for people that don't know, if you weren't watching the show, this fat fuck called up Gunsmoke one night and threatened my wife on the fucking phone, okay? Now, I'm supposed to fucking be cordial with this fucking piece of shit after what he fucking said? No. If I ever see that motherfucker, that video that he got when the fucking horse jockey fucking rode on his back and ran his fucking pockets is going to be like they were having a fucking tickling contest. Because I'm going to split his fucking head open and leave him with a fucking symmetrical fucking gash on the other side of his head. So it'll be fucking matching if I ever see that motherfucker. Now he wants to come on here and play the fucking victim. Oh, I just want to get along. You're fucking 60 years old and you come on here and do fucking goofy ass shit. You're a clown. And you're a fucking jerk off. Another guy on here that fucking says he hates rats but loves some John Jr. Chicky, didn't you claim that you worked for fucking Al Bruno? Let me ask you a question, Chicky. Didn't Al Bruno get killed for telling an FBI agent that somebody in his family was made? They called him a rat and they killed him for telling an FBI agent somebody was made. Last time I checked, what John Jr. did was way worse than that. The guy put fucking murders on his fucking father, told about fucking murders on his fucking uncle, gave up information on a fake suicide that he says was a homicide by a Queens detective who was still alive and well at the time. I think the guy only died a couple of years ago. He did this shit back in 2005. But Chicky talks about him like he's the fucking greatest thing since sliced bread. The guy's a fucking rat. He's no different than anybody else. It is what it is. You sit down and talk to the government, you're a rat. I don't care if you fucking took a stand, fucking pointed the guy out in a fucking lineup, whatever the case may be. You sit down, you talk, you give information, you're a rat. It ain't no fucking legal strategy to fucking sit down and be a rat. Is that ever a legal strategy? Have you ever heard about that?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't do that in the life.
Period. And these motherfuckers want to come on here talking about he only has 5 pages. He shouldn't have 1.
You can't even admit that the Gambino family exists.
This guy is a fucking he's a fucking stone cold fucking clown. And you know, this is the other thing. He knows all about John Jr.'s fucking 302s. Everybody knows about him, right? He's more than fucking aware of them, and he knows what the fuck they say in there. But then they always want to move the goalpost and say, oh, well, who did he take the stand against and who did he put in prison? They all took plea deals. What do you mean? So there's a difference now. If you're a rat, you're only really a rat if you get on the stand and fucking convict somebody. Well, technically, by what you're saying, John A-Light's not a rat because John A-Light went to court and they got on stand and he wasn't convicted of the crimes. So he's not a rat either then. That's what you guys say. You got to put somebody in prison, right?
Yeah. Who's witness number 5?
Oh, yeah. Witness number 5's in the building. This fat fuck. You're going to come on here and tell everybody that you didn't do that shit? Did you forget about that, Chicky? I want you to tell me. Here's the link for you, you fucking scumbag. I want you to tell me when I ever did that shit to fucking you or somebody in your fucking family. You want to come on here talking about fucking kumbaya and shit? I want you to come on here right now and explain to me how John Jr. is not a rat, but Al Bruno got killed for fucking doing way less than he did. I want you to tell me that with a straight face. You gonna tell everybody about the time you accidentally sent Junior a video of yourself jerking off to a fucking picture of John Gotti? And he told you, I hope you can rub it on his chest. You gonna tell everybody about that? Then he says we're lying about the pizza incident. He didn't hit a fucking pole trying to grab a slice of fucking pizza. When the woman, who's the fucking organized crime fucking reporter in the area, fucking told people we know that that's what happened. She got it from the cops. They were laughing about it. They had fucking pizza sauce. They thought it was blood and all this shit. It was pizza sauce and fucking pepperonis and shit all over the car.
Yeah, he crashed because he was leaning back to grab a slice, right?
Yeah, exactly. And he wants to go on there the other night. Oh, you know, it hurting my feelings. You know, I lost 125 pounds. Yeah, they cut off fucking 4 of his toes. He's down 125. You're still a fucking obese fucking manatee. The fuck is your point? You fucking mutt.
Hey, Jersey girl, how are you? He probably don't want to grab the link because he's scared of Jersey girl.
Yeah, I'll have her come up here and tear you a new one. What's up, Jersey girl? How you doing tonight? Good to see you, hon. No. You do know, motherfucker. You told him to forward him the text messages. I got the text messages that you sent him from your fucking phone, Chicky. See, you're still on here lying, being a lying cocksucker that you always been. You're always going to be a fucking scumbag because you can't even admit the shit that you fucking do. You are a fucking clown. Grab the link, you fucking bitch, and tell me how John Jr. is not a rat, but Al Bruno is. Tell me the difference. I want to hear about it. Why don't you try to be honest for one day in your fucking life so you can see how it feels to tell the truth for once? You want to call everybody fucking rats, do all this, everybody's fucking lying. You're the victim. People sent you a thing. First of all, Tell me, if you're too bitch to grab the link, tell me in the chat who my friend is that threatened your fucking grandkids. Because I don't know who the fuck you're talking about. And if you're talking about Pinky, I ain't friends with Pinky.
Maureen said she wants to know how he threatened your wife.
He sent a message to Gunsmoke and sent Gunsmoke the name of the place my wife works and the fucking address, and then had his buddy come on a show earlier and put up my not my condo but my house address and put it out there and say it on the fucking show. And now he wants to come on here and play the victim, saying that I said something about him the other night when he was trying to be cool or kumbaya, whatever the fuck he was saying. All I said to the dude is that, yeah, he said he lost 125 pounds. I said, oh, would they cut his foot off? That's what you're crying about?
I like the video when he's eating out of the dog bowl.
Yeah, nothing's better than that. When they got Chicky with the dog collar on, with walking in with a leash and a Petco, and he starts eating fucking dog food off the ground. He's a fucking hybrid between a fucking walrus and a fucking what are those big ass what the fuck are those things called? A big ass like mastiff. A mastiff. Tell me you didn't do that, Chicky. Am I lying? I'll get the messages, bro. I'll pull them up. Tell me I'm lying, Chicky. You didn't do that shit? You scumbag? Tell me you didn't do that, Chicky. You fat fuck. You're a fucking liar. A stone cold liar. You've always been a liar. There's nothing about you tell the truth. Why don't you tell everybody about the time you were putting up pictures of your fucking Navy SEAL jacket and your Navy SEAL ID with your fucking BB gun and shit, acting like a fucking killer. You couldn't kill a fucking afternoon.
How about the time that he verified that he saw a video of somebody?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. This guy swore. This is what a sick bastard is. He's talking about being upset that somebody sent an address or something about his grandkids. This fat fucking scumbag swore on his grandchildren's lives that he saw a video that fucking doesn't exist and shit. I don't know. You want to talk about a fucking scumbag? That's about as big a scumbag as you can get, if you ask me. No?
Yeah. And then fucking Mickey stuck up from him and said, he swore on his children.
Yeah. How'd that work out for you, Mickey? Another brilliant move. Ingratiating yourself with a couple other fucking scumbags on here. Real good, huh? I even heard Chicky admit that. He says, oh, we know John Jr.'s a fucking rat or whatever, but, you know. We got respect for his father. Say that ain't true either. Maybe I'll have somebody send me the messages. You decided to come up in the chat the other night talking that shit. Nobody asked you to be over there. And here's one better. This should go to show you what a scumbag fucking Mickey is. You know what this lady said? This lady said on the show the other day, right? Because I was joking around telling Chicky that oh, you better be careful typing comments in the chat, because if we go over and send Mickey the screenshots, you're about to not be allowed to be up on panel or talk to her anymore because of what she did to Tony Buick, right? So she goes on her show and tells everybody that, oh, I don't care wherever anybody goes. I don't tell people what chats they can go into or where they do. Somebody please let me know where I can get the link to the clip on the show where she was going at Tony Buick and going after him because he went over and came up on Gunsmoke Show a couple of fucking times with a little lapdog Silo over there.
He says Casparosa can vouch for him on his gun case.
Who the fuck is talking about your gun case? You want me to talk about it? I can tell you about it. I can let everybody know about it.
Isn't that witness number 5?
That was afterwards. He was witness number 5 afterwards on the witness list. He was witness number 5 on the witness list, yeah. But I don't need to ask Casparosa. I'm going to tell you what maybe Casparosa doesn't know or didn't look into or whatever, but I'll tell everybody. So Chicky is a documented associate, right, with organized crime. He's got organized crime on his record from his first case that he did with the bookmaking shit. Everybody knows about it. Chicky, why don't you tell everybody how you claimed you were in prisons and shit and compounds during that fucking bid when you lied to everybody because you did your entire bid at Davenport Medical Center in fucking Mass because you pulled that fucking that eye fucking stevia gravis shit, whatever the fuck it's called. And the judge in your sentencing ordered you to do your time at a fucking medical facility up in Davenport. Tell me I'm lying about that, and I'll come back on here and I'll post all the fucking paperwork and shit for everybody to read. Am I lying about that? So let's get into this. He lied about where he did his fucking prison time at. He might have been in a fucking transfer holding thing for like 3 days or something like that until they sent him there because they got to do it at intake. He said he went to like one of the USPs or whatever. What, for fucking 3 days while they were sending you to your paperwork says the judge ordered you to do your time at Davin's Medical Center in fucking Boston, in Massachusetts, bro.
Now he says he was in USP Canaan camp.
Yeah, well, the judge ordered him to do his time at the medical center in fucking Mass. I'll get the paperwork and put it up. So, okay, I'm lying. I'll get the paperwork. I have it, bro. Don't worry. I'll put it up. So then we'll talk about this. How is it that somebody, and I'm not saying I know this for a fact, I'm just saying, in my opinion, this doesn't make any sense. So let's get that clear before Chicky starts fucking crying. Oh, don't worry, Chicky. I'll pull it up. I have it. I'll prove it. I don't say shit that I can't prove on here. This part right here, I'm saying, is speculation, but people can draw their own conclusions from it and figure it out. Now, you got somebody who's got organized crime on their fucking jackets, right? And they get caught red-handed with a firearm, right? With ammunition in it, right? The house got raided because of I think his nephew or whatever that was living with him.
Wasn't he already a convicted felon?
Yes. So he's a convicted felon, right? Gets caught in possession of a firearm and ammunition, which is the same fucking charge in the feds. It's the same charge. Whether you get caught with a firearm loaded or not, or you get caught with a box of ammunition, it's the same exact fucking charge, okay? Now, if you have a firearm and you have ammunition, now you got 2 charges. So he tried using a loophole. He claimed his lawyer used a loophole for interstate commerce, which is correct. Because Springfield has a firearms manufacturer there, Smith & Wesson is in Springfield, you technically can't get charged with Interstate Commerce Act because you can't prove that that gun ever left the state. However, you also got caught with ammunition. Now, all of these charges as a convicted felon are all crimes. I don't care if that shit ever passed a state line or how many rounds you got caught with. My friend just got done doing an 18-month bid after their car got broken into. He went to the police station to give them the clip. Just the clip, because you have to keep it separate in the state we live in. It wasn't his firearm, it was a family member. He thought he was doing the right thing and went down to the police station and reported the gun being stolen and said that they didn't get the clip or the ammo. Here it is. They ran his name and found out he was a felon, and he got arrested on site for a felon being in possession of ammunition and got 18 months, bro. Okay? Now, he's going to come on here and tell people that the feds couldn't charge him because of the federal law for Interstate Commerce Act, right? But why didn't the state pick up the case? The state could have charged you if the feds couldn't. You're still a convicted felon in possession of a firearm and ammunition. And you have organized crime on your record. So why didn't you get charged with that? Convicted? It's a minimum mandatory sentence. You can't get around it. But don't worry, because I said it before and I'll say it again. I got the paperwork where you were committed to Davenport Medical. You're going to tell me I'm fucking wrong? Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, and then his nephew cooperates, but he doesn't tell on anything about him?
Well, that's the other thing too, yeah. Yeah, I believe his nephew wound up cooperating in that case, the fucking Latin King case, whatever the fuck. I forget the operation it was called, Crown Jewel or some shit like that. Whatever the fuck it was. I'm not going to talk about him or whatever. I don't know too much about it. But the bottom line is that fucking you're full of shit. $10,000. Chicky, you don't have $10,000. Otherwise, I'd hold you to it. If you had fucking 500, I'd be surprised. Maybe I'll play that dog video, you walking around Petco and shit, barking and shit, eating kibbles and bits out of a fucking bowl. You must be a real tough guy in the street, huh? The fuck out of here. This guy's a goofball.
That was the day they connected him to the Genovese family.
Yeah, yeah. So, now here's another thing, right? We'll go double back because I'd like to hear his explanation on this. So, Al Bruno gets killed for telling an FBI agent that somebody who was on trial at that time was about to get sentenced, was a made member of his family and wound up getting more time from it. They got the paperwork. They got the 302 memorandum from him having a cup of coffee with an agent and just told somebody he was a made guy, and they killed him over it. Junior sits down and does a 302 in 2005 that didn't come out until fucking years later. Junior goes on Patrick Bet-David's interview a year or so ago, and he tells Patrick Bet-David, and now this is a guy who claims that he fucking hates rats, but it's another guy that picks and chooses because he called Joe Messina his uncle and said that he loved him and respected him and shit like that. This is a guy that they all say is a fucking rat, one of the biggest rats in organized crime history, right? He's talking all fucking nice about the guy. And he's saying that his own father was committing murders. People he considered family, like his uncle, Angelo, Ruggiero, Quack Quack, was committing murders. And they did a suicide. They actually hung a kid and made it look like a suicide, right? They did that to that guy, telling on all of them. Then he tells on a whole bunch of other people. Then he admits, it comes out later, that he admits on his own channel, he admits that he had a moment of weakness and it bothers him until this day. Well, let's backtrack a second here. He claimed that this was a legal strategy that he implemented and used as a withdrawal defense. So how did you have a moment of weakness if this was your master plan? You can't have it both ways. Was this a legal strategy that you implemented to try to get out of an indictment? Or was this a moment of weakness where you went in there and openly admitted that you had some getting even to do with two of your father's enemies, Joe Watts and Danny Marino, which you conveniently took that part off the fucking internet and scrubbed?
And
but
who the fuck
that has it?
Who the fuck is Louis the Shoe?
Oh, he was a guy in Mass.
So why would I know who the fuck Louis the Shoe is?
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah, Fort Davins in Davenport, Mass. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This one, yes, Fort Devens in Davenport, Mass, or Devens, Mass, whatever it's called. I don't know. It's either Davenport or Devens, Mass, whatever the fuck it is. It's in Mass, regardless. It's a medical center. That's where the judge sentenced him to. I have the sentence in the whole fucking thing. I got the whole thing. I have shit I forgot about. I really don't care to get into it. The bottom line is that, Chicky, you came on here playing a fucking victim and then lied and said that you haven't done nothing to nobody in 3 fucking years. And then you came in here and put a comment in the chat and said, stop listening to people. You're going to tell me Gunsmoke's a fucking liar? When you called him up on the phone, he sent it to me, the fucking screenshots, and you told him to forward it to me. Gunsmoke don't know any of that information, so how the fuck would he know what to send it to me and make it your number? I mean, you're a fucking clown. Just admit what you did, you fucking bitch. You're a fucking stone cold liar. You're still on here lying. And don't worry, I'll put the paperwork up. Believe me. So, like I was saying before, you got somebody that's organized crime on their fucking record, a convicted felon, gets caught with a firearm and ammunition and shit, and claims that they got a fucking legal loophole and shit because they can't get caught with interstate commerce because the firearm was made in Mass. That goes for ammunition and everything else. And then why didn't the state pick the fucking case up? Why not? That's 5 years, minimum mandatory right there. How come they didn't pick it up then? You're on paperwork. You talk about it being on here, being involved with fucking organized crime, with Aralata, with fucking Al Bruno, with all these fucking people. But now all of a sudden, when you catch a case or whatever, oh, I didn't have anything to do with them. I was just living with my cousin, fucking eating pizza. Man, get the fuck out of here. I ain't got time for that shit. Fucking ridiculous. Guys, if you haven't already, hit that like button, and please subscribe to this channel if you guys haven't already. If anybody would like to help, please support this channel if you're enjoying this content. I got the Cash App, Venmo, PayPal at the bottom of the ticker. It is very much appreciated.
Well, if your paperwork is so clean, Chicky, why don't you send it to us?
Then I even heard him say that the lawyer that he had doesn't represent informants. I know somebody that used that fucking lawyer, and he fucking cooperated. Not only that, but that guy also worked in the same building as another attorney that's in there. That's a known fucking attorney and shit for a lot of the mob guys and shit like that. Because I fucking hired one of his partners on fucking one of my cases that I know told that and said that he wouldn't represent anybody that was going to cooperate and that he would send people to other people if that's what they planned on doing. And Chicky had to switch lawyers during that case. I wonder why.
Did Chicky use Bobby Brajol?
I think he might have used Bobby Brajol. I think he did. He specializes in those type of gun cases with convicted felons. Did you use Bobby Brajol, Chicky? You might have used Bobby Brajol. I got a feeling.
Yeah, he promised him to do a video with him.
Yeah, they were going to fucking have a rapping contest, and Chicky was going to fucking dance in the fucking video for him. You still saying in here that you didn't do that? I know who his attorney is. I know where his attorney is. The fuck out of here. I just told you the whole breakdown. I just told you about it. Are you fucking stupid? You think I'm dumb? I know what the fuck I'm talking about. You don't. So, here's another thing too. Tell me why Junior's not a rat and now Bruno is. Explain that to me. I want to hear you explain to me how one of them is and one of them isn't. One guy was the boss in his fucking area and shit that got fucking whacked for making a comment to an agent. Junior did way worse than that shit. All right? Way worse. But you talk to him and fucking you got a problem with fucking rats and people that give information or something. You can't have it both ways, man.
He doesn't have a problem talking to rats anyway, because he was looking to become Anthony's friend for a long time.
Oh yeah, he would. But he would come on the internet and trash him, but then in private he'd want to fucking hang out with him and talk to him and shit, try to do stuff with him. That's what type of guy that you're dealing with here. Instead of just being yourself and being the funny fat guy that you fucking are and being cordial and friendly and shit, you want to get involved in shit. You want to act like a tough guy, fucking start making threats, lying about fucking people, and then coming on here and kissing scumbags' asses and call everybody else fucking liars and play the fucking victim and have no accountability for anything that you fucking said or done on here or off of here as a matter of fact. I'm sorry, I got no fucking respect for you. Zero. And I never will, because you'll never do any of the above. You'll never own anything or admit to anything, period. That's just a fact. That's the way I see it. I want you to explain to me, John Jr. said in that Patrick Bet-David interview, right, that you can go and ask Dominic Cicale, or you could go and ask little Joey D'Angelo or these guys, government cooperators, that they say all government cooperators are nothing but lying rats. But then he wants you to go and pick and choose these two people who he claims will support his fucking withdraw defense. And you're supposed to take their word for that. But then they're liars about everything else that they say about him and shit. Another guy that fucking picks and chooses and wants other people to fucking call other people fucking rats and do all this other shit, but doesn't have a fucking mirror in his own house, apparently. How can you, Mickey admitted out of her own mouth. I was on a show one time and I asked her, I said, if your father was still alive, would your brother have sat down with the feds and did that proper session? And she said no. And I'm pretty sure Junior said it in one of his things too, that he never would have done it. So if they wouldn't have done it while he was alive, then what makes him think that he could do it when he was fucking dead, to disgrace the guy in his fucking grave? He came on and he wanted these guys to tell everybody that Sonny Francis got caught on a wiretap after he had a meeting with hoodlums in Queens that wanted to okay the murder and to get permission from him to take out John Jr. And he said, okay. And John Jr. said, and he didn't want to do it. He didn't say it was because I was a rat. He didn't say it because of this. He said he didn't like the way I was defending myself and that you couldn't walk away from the mob. Well, let's double back a little bit, because Junior claims, his defense, he claims that his father put him on the shelf for life and he was a civilian, even though nobody in the Gambino family heard about him getting shelved for life. He shelved himself the minute he walked into that fucking office and started sitting down with the federal agents and the prosecutors and the DAs and shit and gave him that information that produced that fucking 5-page 302. Because don't forget, that shit wasn't done in 2006 like the date says on the paperwork. That was done in January of 2005. At that time, Joe Messina was secretly cooperating with the fucking government. And if he had went to Joe Messina and told him that he was going to use this withdraw defense and it was all a fucking ruse, how could it be a ruse if you're telling everybody else that your father shelved you for life? Then it can't be a ruse, because you're claiming you got shelved indefinitely for life. So then how would you need to have a ruse and to make up the story during your fucking trial to try to get out of it? And then ask people to ask Joe Messina. Because if that actually did happen, Joe Messina would have got all his cooperation agreements and everything ripped up and still went and had to do a life sentence, because he didn't tell the government that you went and spoke to him about that while he was cooperating, because he would have had to tell him that. He wouldn't have a choice. So how come he didn't testify in your trial and come up and bring that up? Because you would have got convicted if that happened and he came on the stand and said that you made the whole thing up and you were trying to do it and get it okayed. which would have never happened. And don't forget, he was cooperating at that time. Nobody knew about it. It came out later. Okay? Now, why would Sonny Francis want to okay your murder and get you killed if you're a civilian and were placed on the shelf? Because he didn't call you a rat. Well, they didn't call you a rat because they didn't have the paperwork until 2015. A-Light's the one that put it in his book, your 302. None of that information was available. All there was a New York Post article and a front page cover that says Junior tries out with the fucking feds. Nobody actually had any paperwork or proof. And isn't it funny that if anybody called John Jr. a rat from 2005 up until 2015, what would they all be saying, Howie?
Say that again?
If from 2005 up to right before A-Light came out with his book and they called John Jr. a rat, what would all the people be saying? What would he be saying?
What would Junior be saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I got lost. I was reading the comments, man.
Oh, no problem. So basically what I'm saying is that Junior would be saying, show me the proof, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
He'd be saying, who did I tell on? Show me the proof. So that if anybody from 2005 up to 2015 called him a rat and they didn't have proof, he could call them liars. Well, guess what comes out in 2015? The paperwork. So I guess all those people you called liars for 10 years, they actually were telling the truth. They just didn't have the paperwork. It sounds real familiar to another fucking guy on here that says, well, who did I tell on? Show me the paperwork. That don't mean you didn't tell, motherfucker. That just means we don't have it yet.
Yeah, Chicky said he's not a mob guy.
Then stop acting like you fucking work with a fucking Al Bruno. You were with this guy. You answered phone.
So why did he make those videos with all of those channels?
That's what I mean. You're going doing shows talking about I was with the Genovese crime family. I was a fucking bookmaker. I made fucking millions. When you got paid $600 a week to answer fucking phones like a schmuck. I don't understand these people, man. Just come on here and be you. You brought another guy on here, and it's funny because I asked him this question on purpose because I knew it wasn't true. He came on here and brought somebody on another show and were claiming to be the nephew and related to an infamous mob hit that came down here in Connecticut, whose family I actually know. And I said, oh, are you related to them? Is that your uncle? And he came on here and lied and said that he was, and I knew he was lying. I was laughing about it. I was texting a person laughing. I go, yo, he's fucking lying through his teeth right now. He's got no relation to that guy. But Chicky brought him on and told him to tell that story and shit and come on here and do that. So he was coming on here promoting a fucking lie.
Yep.
So when you want to talk about people having integrity, I'm sorry, but you don't have any. You went and did some goofy ass shit like that, knowing that guy was full of shit too. What do you have to say about that, Chicky? You want me to keep going?
I mean, all these people, they get caught in fucking multiple lies, but still fucking deny everything.
Yeah, and look, he wants to sit on here now and play the fucking victim. My stupid story is more than that. Everything is my fault. My God. No. Shit is your fault when you fucking come on here and you lie. You just told us in the chat earlier that I'm lying about what you fucking sent the Gunsmoke and told them and shit. Then you said to prove it, stop listening to people. No, I'm sorry. That shit was fucking 100% true, and you know it. You know what the fuck you did. Don't play stupid. Well, listen, we've been on here for 2 hours. My mouth's starting to hurt a little bit, man. So I'm probably gonna wrap it up, and we'll have to come back on and do another show for everybody. But I do want to say thank you very much to everybody who was here tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I want to thank my main man Howie for fucking joining me as always. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you to everybody that hit that like button. If you can't already, please subscribe. It's very important. And leave a comment after the show. It helps me out in the algorithm. We get the show out there. So I do appreciate that. And to the couple people that donated, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys. It does make all this stuff possible. If anybody else would like to help support the channel, I do have the information at the bottom of the ticker. Very much appreciated, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Howie, you got anything in closing?
No, I just want to say good night to everyone. And everyone have a good rest of your night. And we'll see you soon. That's it. Talk to you later, right, buddy?
All right, brother. We'll talk to everybody soon. Have a good night, guys.
All right.